Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and before I read this news article, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what's going on here, which a lot of you already know what's going on. It's freaking complete tyranny here. Unconstitutional military police state by Charlotte County Sheriff Bill Prummell. In fact, military police state. They have the tank, the MRAP tank. They got the helicopter with a brand new FLIRs. You couldn't buy body cameras or car cameras. They have none because it's their word against yours in court. So guess who the judge is going to agree with, because the judges and the prosecutors are in with the cops. So it's so frickin' rigged here, it's not even funny. And it's the county government too. And as you see here, Charlotte County officials just say no to medical marijuana. This is absolute bullcrap, policing for profit, because if you really know your stats, the biggest killer in the freaking world is cigarettes, number one. Number two is alcohol, which is legal everywhere, kills people all the freaking time. Then you have, actually third, prescription drugs. Legal prescription drugs kill more people in the freaking world. It's third on the list. Fourth on the list is food. What the fudge? You're gonna make food illegal now too, because everybody's such a fat bastard? They're sucking all of our money away with medical costs and etc. Judas Priest, stop the tyranny, people. This is an excuse for policing for profit. Period. This supports their unconstitutional military police state, sheriff state, jails, prisons, courts. You are the new industry. Wake the F up, man. This is not America. Our founding fathers didn't say this. They didn't put in the Constitution, make all drugs illegal. That's bullcrap. Everything was legal, man. Everything. Anytime they say we're going to do this for your safety or make something illegal, it's taking another freedom away from you, period. Even here with the water heater, you got to get a permit to do a water heater. They're selling your rights back to yourself. Just freaking think about that, sheep. Come on. All you old farts here. Jesus Christ, this place in Florida is full of old retired farts that had freedom, less taxes, less government, less police, and now they want a socialist, fascist police state on us young ones, where they get all the free health care. They got all that money that they made, all the unrealistic benefits and retirement, which we can't have now because it's not real. That never have anybody in a world had that before this century, and it's already failed all over the world. It's failed in Detroit. It's going to fail in many more places here in America and across the world, because it does not work. Taking from one to give to another is bullcrap. It's theft, and the people that did it know that they stole from you. That's what really pisses me off. So the real thieves are you freaking bastards that stole all this crap, and now you want socialist, fascist tyranny on you? You should be tried for treason, you pricks.
Charlotte officials just say no to medical marijuana amendment. By Gary Roberts. Staff writer. Murdoch. Although Florida voters have yet to weigh in on Amendment 2, Charlotte County already is launching a preemptive strike to limit the number and locations of medical marijuana dispensaries. For the second time in 2 years, a proposed amendment to the state constitution would legalize medical marijuana. In 2014, the measure was narrowly defeated with a 57% approval rate. A supermajority of 60% is needed to pass the amendment. In the meantime, Florida legislators approved limited use of medical marijuana with low amounts of THC to alleviate pain. THC is the active ingredient in marijuana. This time around, advocates would have Florida join 25 states and Washington, D.C., in allowing marijuana for the treatment of a variety of diseases and illnesses. But county commissioners stand unanimously opposed to the ballot measure, saying it would inflict both economic and social costs. We want to be prepared. We want to have this regulated so that it's in just a few locations so we can control this, Commissioner Chris Constance declared during a series of discussions on the subject. Charlotte went on to approve a temporary moratorium on the opening of any cannabis dispensing facilities in the county. This 9-month period would give the county enough time to investigate the impacts of medical marijuana dispensaries and, if necessary, impose zoning regulations to limit them, according to the ordinance. "I think we need to be very proactive," Constance said. "We need to get our restrictions in place." Constance also wanted a $1,000 penalty for violating the county code, but County Attorney Jeanette Knowlton advised there is a standard $500 fine for such infractions. Meanwhile, Northport is moving ahead with its own set of regulations. The proposed plan involves 2 dispensaries that will be 1,500 feet away from schools, churches and daycares. Charlotte County Chairman Bill Truex has been an outspoken opponent of medical marijuana shops as well, seeking various means to halt their spread if Amendment 2 passes. "Where do we have the legal ability to minimize the effect on the community?" he asked. Truex expresses a number of concerns about the effects of medical marijuana, such as in the workplace and the potential danger of having employees operating heavy equipment under the influence of pot. And he worries that the marketing of marijuana, with edibles such as gummy bears and candy, appeal to young people. Drug-free conference. Still another basic flaw, Truex said, is that the state amendment would violate federal law against the cultivation, distribution and possession of marijuana. That argument was echoed at a recent workshop for policymakers on the lessons already learned from medical marijuana, sponsored by Drug-Free Charlotte County. Monty Stiles, a former U.S. District Attorney and federal prosecutor, has been closely monitoring the marijuana impact across the country. As the keynote speaker at the All-Day Forum, he maintained that adopting medical marijuana laws sends the wrong signal and results in increased acceptance and availability of the illegal drug. "If the lawmakers do not follow the law, who will?" he asked. In Colorado, where marijuana has been approved for medical and recreational use, he said the results have been disastrous. The tax money generated by the marijuana industry does not begin to cover the social cost, claiming higher use among teens and a greater number of marijuana-related traffic accidents. Amendment advocates, like Orlando Attorney John Morgan, disagree with the concerns. Morgan has said marijuana will help in the treatment of 400,000 residents, and that Florida is more ready than any other state in the country for the industry, which has had success in every state it has been allowed. "We've all seen that the world didn't end," Morgan said earlier this year in an interview with Marijuana Business Daily. "Crime didn't increase. Deaths didn't go on the rise. We've seen opiate deaths go down. Opiate addiction goes down." However, Dr. Frank Lepore, the new director for the Florida Department of Health in Charlotte County, wonders how physicians can recommend marijuana, an experimental drug not approved by the Federal Drug Administration, to treat sick people. "I don't understand how they're getting around it," he said. And Lepore wondered if this exposes physicians to malpractice suits. In fact, the legal ramifications of allowing medical no pipe 7. No. From page 6. Marijuana became a major topic of discussion. Stiles said doctors could be placing themselves in legal jeopardy if there is any change in administration or enforcement policy, he said. "But that may be what's needed," he said. "Lawsuits against the medical industry may be the only thing that save us," Stiles said. Public officials and regulators also could be held criminally and civilly liable if they facilitate the sale of marijuana in any way, he said. Still another source of litigation could come from merchants and residents, who claim marijuana dispensaries are driving away businesses and lowering property taxes. "Anything that you do, from zoning to enforcement to regulations, if they don't like it, they're going to sue you," Stiles said. "That's what I see happening in a lot of places." Truex, who attended the conference, agreed that anti-marijuana federal laws put officials in legal limbo. "I look at it like this: we will get sued," Truex said. John Morgan's going to be knocking on my door serving papers. Charlotte zoning official Sean Cullinan is not looking forward to putting himself, or his office, at risk. I don't want my code enforcement officers walking into dispensaries trying to shut them down, he said. We're in a no-win situation. Meanwhile, back at Commission Chambers, Charlotte Commissioner Tricia Duffy shares the opinion that the medical marijuana amendment is not about helping the sick at all. We all know, the whole reason this is on the ballot is to get more young people out, she said. Quite frankly, it's a political thing. Email, groberts@sun-herald.com.